Okay. We are continuing our focus on the sound vibration E in the middle of the word Hrim. And my focus today is on putting these sounds together. So this ha at the beginning of Hrim. So ha representing prana and space and light. And so ha, when we utter this sound, when we use this sound vibration, what we're doing is bringing our attention to our own life force, our own energy, our own prana. And then ra, indicative of fire and light and dharma. When we utter the sound ra, when we use this sound vibration, what we're doing is bringing our attention to our duty, to our responsibility, to our own expression of our skills and who we are. And then finally we get to E, this I sound in the middle, this long E represented by the letter I, which is energy, focus, and motivation. And if we put these together, basically what this beginning of this word, Hri, without the at the end, Hri, is giving us the ability to recognize that we can apply our own energy in order to create change. And the more we notice this, the more we become motivated or driven to do so. And it is our responsibility as yoga practitioners to continually practice recognition that our actions, our thoughts, our speech, all have an effect on others. So when we practice yoga, remember that we come to the mat to do our asana practice, which is the third limb of yoga. We come to our mats, and our asana practice teaches us to have self-control, to have physical control, to have awareness of our bodies. We do our pranayama, our directed breathing practice, in order to quiet and calm our breathing, shift the quality of prana, and to quiet the chatter, the distracting thoughts, so that we can focus our thoughts. And then remember, there's still 6 other limbs to be practiced, right? We have to be practicing yama. Remember, the yama are the practice of control, of direction, of restraint, right? And these are those practices that affect others around us. The more that we consider whether or not we're expressing the truth, the more that we consider whether we're taking just what we need, whether we're sharing what we have, those are the practices of yama. And then we have the practices of niyama, which, remember, are the practices about how we treat our own self, right? Purity and contentment, devotion. And so these first 4 limbs of yama, niyama, asana, and pranayama basically are being focused upon by the sound vibration of Hri, right? What is it that I have within me? How do I feel about that? How can I engage in the world with this? How can I do so in consideration to myself and others? And how can I keep doing it? So when I posted this morning, I couldn't find an image that really worked to embody this. And I thought, well, our current circumstances are such that we have to really be considering, what am I doing when I go out in the world, and how is that affecting others? And so ultimately, I made this post saying, hey, you know what? When you come here, when you come to Tahoe, you're bringing whatever it is that's in your hometown, wherever you came from, to our town. And our town is very different from where you came from. And we may not have the ability to handle whatever it is you're bringing here. And so we can do this on this, community level. Like, hey, if I live in Santa Rosa, I probably shouldn't bring any Santa Rosa to Lake Tahoe, right? And if I live in Lake Tahoe, I probably shouldn't bring that, whatever's here, to wherever I want to go, the Bahamas, right? Shouldn't be bringing that there. And then we can think about this on an even smaller level, like, hey, whatever's come in my house, I shouldn't be putting into somebody else's house. And that can be when we're referring to our current circumstance of dealing with this virus, or even when we think about engaging with others in our typical daily lives, right? We shouldn't be bringing our own stuff into somebody else's world. We should be thinking about my actions, my thoughts, my behaviors, and am I acting in a way that is benefiting me and others, or am I acting in a way that just serves myself? And so Hri is reminding us, hey, you know what? Consider your energy, your own personal energy. Consider what it is you are supposed to be doing with it, and then practice in a way that serves not only yourself, but serves the whole, all the people. So that's what Hri, and that's what ultimately that sound E is reminding us of. Keep practicing, but do so in a way that's considerate. Do so in a way that's responsible and that draws from your dharma, your duty. So that's our focus for today. So we can circle this back, coming back to our practice on the mat, our asana practice, and remember that just because I'm suggesting a posture or I'm demonstrating a pose doesn't mean that you need to be doing that pose in the same way, right? I'm here to provide suggestions and an example. Your practice serves you and helps you to become better. And if you're constantly trying to do what I do, then you're trying to be me. So don't do that, because I'm already me and you have to be you. Okay. So we'll begin our practice today, and as I said, we're going to do some work addressing hands and arms and wrists. And so the first place that we're going to begin is actually standing at a wall. So we'll come up to rise. So we're moving towards an empty wall, and all we need is enough space to place our palm on the wall at shoulder height. So I'm extending starting with right side, extending right arm out. You want palm on the wall and fingers up. So when I do this, of course, you're not going to be able to see my arm anymore if I aligned it properly, because it's going to be behind my shoulder from your perspective. Fingers spread wide, middle finger pointing up to the ceiling, and your arm is fully extended. And we're doing our best to create Tadasana with our body. So feet hip width distance, big toes rotated slightly towards each other. We want to still have that same tall, lengthened stance that we would have if we were standing with our arms by our sides in our mountain pose. And remember, we want to be careful not to hypermobilize our right elbow joint. So we're not trying to make our arms straight. We're just trying to lengthen. And for some of us, myself included, just due to the way that I use my hands and my wrists during the activities that I do, from pole planting all winter long and skiing, I can already feel that stretch through my forearms, through my fingers, through my hands. Those of you that spend a lot of time on the computer or holding things with your hands, you might also feel this stretch already. We'll take another breath. Breathe out, and then again, inhale. And exhale. And now we'll start to rotate, turning towards the center of the room, I guess. Rotating at first just a quarter turn. You're going to turn to the left, just a quarter turn with your feet. So your body rotates, and you start to get a little stretch through your right shoulder, right arm. And we'll breathe there, keeping your right palm on the wall, still maintaining that extension through your right arm. Your palm remains on the wall, and breathing there. And again. And again. And one more for good luck. Now we rotate again, turning more to the left, rotating away from our arm. Hopefully now your toes point directly away from your arm, and your hand is still glued to the wall, but now you're getting an intense stretch, that deep pull through your arm. And press your hand into the wall like you're pushing the wall away from your body, and your right shoulder, your humeral head, is rotating backward as your chest opens, and we're breathing there. And the more that you continue to rotate, pulling left shoulder away, drawing open across your chest, and the more you press your right hand into the wall, the more intensity you'll feel. And again. And another. Now on our next exhale, we'll turn back just a quarter turn. Returning to that first rotation we made. Same thing, we'll breathe there, keeping right hand on the wall, pressing the wall away. And then we'll rotate, turning back so that we're perpendicular to the wall. Deep breath in. And then just allow your right hand to slide down the wall and your arm comes down beside you. Stand tall there, deep breath in, allowing the prana to move back through your arm, blood to flow again. Take another breath. And again. So now we'll turn to the other side. So now it's going to be left hand. We'll do the same thing. Left arm straight out from shoulder, fingers up. And go ahead and place your palm upon the wall. Extending so that your wrist, elbow, and shoulder are in alignment, and stand tall in Tadasana. Press into the wall, lengthening your arm, remembering to be careful of your elbow joint. Try not to hypermobilize the joint. And then we'll make the quarter turn. So we turn to the right, just a little rotation, not quite all the way so that we're facing away from our hand, just a quarter of a turn away. And we'll breathe there, keeping left arm long and extended. And then rotating so that your feet face away from your hand and arm. And breathe there. Drawing your right shoulder away now from your left, pressing your left hand into the wall, getting that stretch through your arm. So you may not have noticed before, but maybe you're noticing now as you do this stretch how limited your mobility is through your arms, through your shoulders. You might feel the effects, some of the activities you've been engaging in. And as we stretch here, you might be realizing something about yourself perhaps you didn't realize before. And the more we learn about ourselves, the more we realize is happening within us and to our bodies and in our minds, the easier it becomes to be more conscientious, to be more aware, to be more intentional in our movements, our speech, and our thoughts. Breathing out, we're going to rotate back, that quarter turn. And then on your next breath out, we rotate all the way back so feet are parallel, outer edges aligning with the wall. And then on your next exhale, let your left hand slide down and stand tall, Tadasana. And take a little moment of Svahyaya, self-study, and observe what's happening in your arms. Observe how that feels through your hands, shoulders, wrists, upper arms, elbows, forearms. One more breath. And then we're going to do one more of these movements, this time moving back to the right side. And we'll extend our arm, but this time, instead of fingers upward, we're going to rotate and turn our fingers to face backwards. We'll do the same posturing, with hand on the wall, except now we've rotated so our right fingers face away. And this may be a far more intense stretch for you as compared to the first one that we did. And so if you find that this is intense already in this position, then you can remain like this instead of doing those additional rotations. If you want to, you'll be able to move through those other rotations gradually and as it feels good for your body. So taking a deep breath here, again, beware your elbow joint. In this one, it's really easy to get into this weird hypermobilized position with both elbow and shoulder. We want to keep pressing into the wall, but being aware of our elbow joint remaining slightly bent. Next breath, we're going to rotate that quarter turn. Pressing right hand into the wall, lengthening through right arm. And if at any point in time this becomes intense and it gets to the point where you feel pain, you feel nauseous, you feel dizziness, then just rotate back a little bit so that you're in a place where you're still feeling the effects of the posture, but you're not causing yourself pain. And then we're going to rotate again, toes facing away from the hand, and breathe there. And keep pressing right hand into the wall, lengthening right arm, extending as far as you can. Imagining as though you could create space between your shoulder, the front of your right shoulder, and your neck, as though you could extend that space just a little more. And then you can also imagine that space across your chest opening up there. Take another breath. Remember, that ha sound is rooted right here in our throat too. Hum, being the bija mantra for our throat chakra. And that is the seat of expression, the seat of clarity, of truthfulness. And so as we open up that space, hopefully we're opening the door for a little more clarity of speech, a little more truth. As you breathe out, rotate back, that quarter turn. And then as you breathe out even more, rotating a little further back to that neutral position with which we began the posture. We'll rotate our fingers to face upward first, and then allow right arm to come down. And just pause there. Little moment of observation, little moment of svadhyaya, noticing if there's any change. And then we'll turn around to the other side. And once there, we'll stretch out left arm, so same thing. Instead of fingers up, we rotate and turn fingers to face backward. Be aware of your elbow joint. We're not trying to hypermobilize and swing forward. We're keeping a little bend in elbow. We're keeping left shoulder and left wrist in alignment. Start there, deep breath in. You've got your Tadasana in your feet, and we're repeating that mountain pose even as we rotate each time. And again, if this posture here is intense and it feels like a beneficial stretch to you, a beneficial release, then stay here. You do not have to go any further. And then if you want to, you can rotate a quarter turn to the right, moving away from left hand. Remember, press your hand into the wall, draw left shoulder backward. Relaxing shoulders away from ears. And then we'll rotate again, turning away from our hand, away from our arm, feet in mountain, rotating forward. And again, pressing your hand into the wall, feeling that space between shoulder and ear on both sides, and pulling right arm, drawing it away from left arm to create openness across the chest. And breathe again. And on your next exhale, turn back that quarter turn. Pause there for a couple breaths. Feel that space, that openness, trying to open up chest, open up throat. And then we'll rotate again back so that feet are parallel to the wall. Take a moment there. Turn your fingers up to the ceiling and then let your arm release. And just stand there tall. Maybe your arms feel a little lighter. Maybe they feel a little heavier. Hopefully you feel space between your ears and your shoulders. Breathe again. And another. All right. So from here, if you're using a blanket at the center of your mat for your knees, go ahead and set that up so it's in a place where you can feel a cushion for your knees, and we'll step forward to the front edges of our mat into mountain pose. So setting up that true mountain, arms by our sides, feet parallel, big toes turning towards each other. And as you inhale, spread your arms wide, lift them to the sky. Palms come to touch, and then exhale, bring hands down to your heart, and then do it again. Inhaling, arms open wide, palms together. Exhaling down to heart. Do it again. Inhale up. Exhale to heart, and another deep breath up to the sky. Exhale down to heart, and then again. Inhale up to the sky. And exhale down to heart. Inhale all the way up to the sky. And when we exhale, let's take hands behind us and lock your fingers together into a single fist. So even the heels of your hands touch. Avoid the temptation to keep your palms apart. We want everything locked in. If that's difficult, you can grab for wrists or elbows. Arms draw and extend back. Deep inhale. Exhale, hinge forward, lifting hips and lifting arms. Continuing on with that practice of opening through forearms, elbows, shoulders, trying to continue that extension that we created across our chest. Breathe again. Exhaling, take another. Exhaling, breathe again. Exhaling, and another. One more deep breath in. And as you exhale, separate your arms and let them drift their way down towards the earth. Dangle there. Inhale. Exhale. Breathe again. Inhale. Exhale. Next in breath, your palms lift to your shins, lengthen your spine, and look forward. Out breath, bend your knees and put your hands down on the earth. And as you inhale, step all the way back with right leg. Lengthening away, your right leg gets as long as it can. Your left knee stays over left ankle, and then come up and over right toes, lowering right knee down to the ground. As you inhale, lift into low lunge, bringing hands up, and then exhale, hands together, down in front of heart. And then do it again. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale, down to heart. And another breath all the way up. Exhale, down to heart. 2 more times. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale, down to heart. And then 1 more time. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale, down to heart. Inhale, all the way up. And as you exhale, take your hands behind you. And again, lock your fingers together. Same thing, solid fist, no open hands. Lock them together tightly. Shoulders draw back. Chest lift. Inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Belly to spine. Lengthening your torso to the point that it's parallel or just above your left thigh. Breathe in there and keep drawing shoulders back, creating space from right shoulder to left shoulder. And if you find your hands start to separate, you can always grab for wrists and extend back there. Inhale. Exhale. Take another breath. Breathe out and again. Inhale, another. And on your next in-breath, spread your arms wide like airplane wings. And then breathe out. Let your hands come down to the earth. From here, lift up on the fingertips and lengthen your spine forward. And then walk your way around to the right. Pivot and turn your right foot behind you. Inhale here, plant your palms on the earth, holding this rotated low lunge type stance or this half gate position. And as we breathe in, lift both arms up to the sky, rising tall, now facing off to the side. Hands come together, down to heart. Do it again. Inhale, open arms. Exhale, hands together down to heart. Another in breath, open arms. Exhale, down to heart, and then again, inhale, open arms. Exhale, down to heart. Inhale, up to the sky. Exhale, open arms wide. Turn your palms away like they're facing a wall, one on either side, and press as though you're pushing into the wall. Breathe here, inhaling, exhaling. On your next exhale, if you don't get a cramp in your leg, start to reach backward and bring your right hand down to the earth or down to a block. Press into the earth and push up towards the ceiling. Inhale here, opening across your chest, and you can keep your gaze downward towards your right hand, forward or upward. Inhale, exhale, shoulders moving back, push into the earth the same way you pressed into the wall. Push into the ceiling the same way you pressed into the wall. Take another breath, and again. On your next inhale, lift back up, using your core, rise up, arms wide. Exhale there, inhale, hands up, palms touch. Exhale, down to heart. Inhale again, arms up. Exhale, forward fold, tilting to the side of your mat, the right side, and then walk your way around to the left, pivot and turn, right foot behind you, and then step back, left leg, knees parallel. Keep your hands glued to the earth and push your hips back towards your heels. Don't let your palms slide back. Press your hips back as far as you can towards child's pose. And breathe deeply, inhaling. Exhaling, take another breath, inhale. Exhale, and again. Now keeping your body low, lift your toes so you can tuck them under. And then lift your knees and press them back, coming into a downward dog. And this will be a little shorter than your traditional down dog because we didn't extend our toes. Instead, we tucked them under. Take another breath. Exhaling, breathe again. And as you maintain this posture, push back with your heels, your calves, your thighs, and try your best to open up your legs in a similar way to how we opened up our arms. Breathe again. And one more. On your next inhale, looking up at your hands, exhale, start to walk forward, stepping all the way to the front edge of your mat and coming into our forward fold. Inhaling, your palms lift onto your shins, we gaze forward. Exhaling, your hips lift and we forward fold, and then with an inhale, open arms, reach up to the sky, your hands touch, and then breathing out, hands together down in front of heart. Let's do it again. Deep breath to the sky. Exhale, hands together down to heart. And another breath up to the sky. Exhale, down to heart. Inhale one more, all the way up to the sky. Exhale, down to heart. Inhaling up to the sky. Exhaling, your hands come behind your back again, opposite pinky locking, or grabbing the opposite hand on top. So switching from your comfort zone into the unfamiliar position. Hands coming together. Remember, no open palms. Lock them tightly. Draw shoulders back. Open across your chest. Big inhale. Long exhale. Take another breath. And as you breathe out, lift your arms, lift your spine, and lengthen forward. Tilt your spine forward as your arms rise to the sky. Inhale. Exhale, belly moving towards spine, arms lifting up. Feel that space you're creating in your upper body. Feel that openness you're creating across your chest, through your arms. Breathe again. And another. Inhale again. Exhale and another. On your next inhale, separate your hands and let your arms dangle down towards the earth. Forward folding Uttanasana. Inhaling, your palms lift to your shins, lengthen your spine. Gazing forward as you exhale, bend your knees and bring your hands down to the earth. As you inhale, step back with your left leg, extending and lengthening your leg back, and then up and over your toes. Left knee comes down, Underneath your hip, we've got low lunge, and we breathe in up to the sky. Breathe out, hands down to heart. Inhale again, up to the sky. Exhale, hands down to heart. Another breath, up to the sky. Hands down to heart one more time. Breathing in, up to the sky. Exhale, down to heart. Inhaling, reach all the way up to the sky. And then exhaling, hands behind us, same grasp. So it's opposite pinky. It's the uncomfortable, unfamiliar version. Bringing hands together or onto wrists. And then breathing out. Tilting forward, torso coming into alignment with thigh. And extending. Deep breaths in, your spine lengthens. Top of head reaching forward. Inhale. Exhale, breathe again. Exhale, pressing away with your arms, pressing forward with the top of your head. Inhale again. And another. 2 more times. Feel that broadening across your chest, your collarbones dividing. Breathe again. And on your next inhale, your arms spread wide. Exhale, plant your palms down on the ground. Lifting up onto fingertips, deep breath in. And as you breathe out, start to walk your way over to the left. Pivoting and swinging your left foot behind you. And balancing there in this half gate, rotated low lunge stance. Inhale, bring your arms up to the sky, diving tall. Palms touch, exhale, down to heart. Do it again. Big open arms reaching to the sky. Exhaling down to heart. Again, opening to the sky. Exhale down to heart. Inhale again, all the way to the sky. Exhale down to heart. Inhale, all the way to the sky. And then exhale, open arms. Palms face away, spreading wide, pressing against the walls, even though they're not close, imagining as though they're close. Inhale there, and as you exhale, start to reach to the left, tilting downward. Left hand to the earth, right hand to the sky, and press. Left hand downward, right hand upward, trying to maintain that posturing in your low body as you do so. Deep in breath. You might notice you get a little side stretch happening here, a little openness through that space from hip to armpit on each side. Breathe again. Exhaling, take another. Exhaling, inhale again. Breathe out and another. Exhaling, take another deep breath. And then on your next inhale, lift up again. Arms extending wide, palms towards the wall. Inhale, hands to the sky. Exhale, down to your heart. Breathe again, upward to the sky. And as you exhale, forward folding, tilting to the left side of your mat. And then walking back towards the front. Your left foot pivots again behind you. And with palms rooted, we step back. Right knee parallel to left. And again, spread your fingers wide and root them to the earth. Move back like child's pose, but keep your hands glued to the ground. And extend, letting your head release towards the earth and your spine lengthen. Now keeping your palms glued to the earth and your spine long, lift just enough to tuck your toes under. And then push back with your heels, lift your knees and extend all the way. Adho Mukha Svanasana, a little shortened version of our down dog. Keep your fingers rooted. Keep your hands grounded as they are. Take another breath. And again. Now on your next exhale, start stepping your feet gently and slowly forward until you get to the point that your heels kiss the earth. They don't need to be solidly rooted. You just need to feel your heels brushing the ground. Press your body weight backward, now trying to effortfully put your heels down into the earth. And push the front of the mat away so that your arms continue to extend, avoiding that temptation to let your body weight move forward. Instead, push back, trying to move your hips backward, imagining as though you could create a stance where your hips remain over your heels. And your arms are diagonally extended in front of you. Take another breath. And again. One more time. And then on your next inhale, look up at your hands. Breathing out, you can bend your knees and step or walk forward. Coming back into our standing forward fold. Palms lift to shins, your spine extends, gazing forward. Exhaling, hips lift away forward, fold, and as you breathe in, arms spread wide, lifting to the sky, hands touch and down to our hearts. We breathe out. Let's inhale again, up to the sky. Exhale, down to hearts, and another breath, all the way to the sky. Exhale, down to hearts. Let's do it one more time, all the way to the sky. Exhale to our hearts, inhaling all the way to the sky, and exhaling with open arms, hips lift, we hinge and fold forward. Palms to shins, our spines lengthen, we look forward, and exhaling, knees bend, hands release down. Inhaling, step all the way back with right foot only. Once again, come up and over right toes, knee down in our low lunge stance. Inhale. As you exhale, walk around to the right, pivoting and swinging, right knee behind you. And then you're going to walk your left leg away or extend it away. My mat's a little sticky, so I can't just slide it out. I'm going to extend it away, left toes remaining on the earth. As you inhale, lift up and rise all the way to the sky. Now left toes are pointing away from you, and right knee is beneath you. Hips parallel. Inhale again, up to the sky. Exhale, hands down to heart. Take another breath up to the sky. Exhale, hands down to heart. And again, inhale all the way up to the sky. Exhale, hands down to heart. Inhale, press your arms away, opening again. And as you breathe out, tilt to the left. And at first, you might decide to just put left hand on your thigh. Right arm, thigh or shin. Right arm pressing up and away. You can continue to tilt into this posture, eventually getting left hand inside of left inner thigh. But what you might have noticed in my body is as I do that, I start to fall forward. We want to avoid that tilting forward, that rounding, and instead we want to keep that length through our torso so that our body stays in this perpendicular line. Breathe there, pressing away. You can extend through your right fingers or keep your palm engaged. That's up to you. And your left hand reaches away. And we're imagining as though our back body is against a wall. Take another breath. Exhaling, breathe again. Exhaling, and another. As you inhale, come to neutral, arms out again, fingertips up. Find that posturing like you're pressing into the wall. And then go to the other side. Reach to the right. Right hand coming down. Left hand up, and again, you're going to press away. Now it's going to get tricky because your left toes are going to want to lift off the earth. Keep your left toes pressing into the ground and stretch from left toes to left knee, from left knee to left hip. Breathe again, looking downward to the side or upward. Take another inhale. Exhale, drawing open across your chest. Imagining again you're tilting against the wall behind you. Breathe again. And another. One more time. And then on your next in-breath, rise back up, arms out to the side. Exhale, inhale, hands to the sky, breathe out, down to heart. Breathe again, up to the sky, and exhale. Open arms and release, hands down. Bending your left knee, place your foot back in the low lunge position and walk your way around to the left. Right foot swings behind us and we step back, left knee coming parallel with right knee. Inhale here as you breathe out again, hands glued to the mat, hips press back, arms extend, long spine. Keep breathing. As you inhale, lift just enough to tuck your toes under, keep your hands glued in your spine long, and then lift your knees. Press back and lengthen your legs into your downward dog. Fingers stay spread wide, arms long. Press the mat away in front of you. Push your hips to the back edge of the mat. Take another breath. Exhale. Now again, we're going to step our feet just far enough forward to get our heels to kiss the ground. And then keep pushing your body weight backwards. trying now to use your effort through your arms to push your heels down and stretch through your calves. Take another breath. Exhaling, and again. And another. On your inhale, looking forward up at your hands. On your exhale, you can step or walk your way to the front again and come into forward fold, hips high, releasing downward towards the earth. Inhaling, palms onto shins, spines extend, gaze forward. Exhaling, hips lift and we forward fold. Inhaling, open arms, we raise up to the sky. Hands touch, exhale down to heart. Breathe again, open arms, reaching to the sky. Exhaling to heart. And another breath, opening to the sky. Exhaling down to heart. Last one, inhale up to the sky. Exhale down to heart. Inhaling all the way upward to the sky as we exhale. Open arms, hips lift, hinge and fold forward towards the ground. Uttana. Palms on the shins, spine lengthens. Look forward and exhaling, knees bend, hands release to the earth. Left foot steps all the way back. Long, lengthened leg. Come up and over left toes, letting your knee come down to the earth. Inhale. As you exhale, walk your way around to the left, pivot and turn. Left foot behind you. And then walk right leg away, lengthening your right leg, trying to keep left hip stacked over left knee. From here, keep right toes on the earth and lift up all the way to the sky. Hands overhead, exhaling down to heart. Breathe again, opening arms up to the sky, exhaling down to heart. And another breath upward to the sky. Exhale to heart one more time, inhaling all the way upward to the sky. Exhale to heart. Inhale, our arms spread wide, press away into the walls on either side of you. Inhale there, shoulders moving away from each other on your front body. And as you breathe out now, reach to the right, tilting over. Right hand can come to thigh or shin. Left arm stretches away and imagine that wall behind you. And of course, you can remain in this position if you want to go deeper, trying to get right hand to the earth, or maybe you just need a little support. Maybe you need a block. Maybe you prefer staying up with right hand on your shin. Leaning against that invisible wall behind you. Breathe again. Exhaling, creating diagonal lines from right fingers to left fingers and stretching through left side body. Continually trying to move more to the right as you lean into that wall behind you. Breathe again. Exhaling, take another. And again. Next, in breath, we come back to neutral. Turn your fingers up again. Press into the walls on either side of you. Inhale again as you exhale. Now reach to the left. Left hand coming down. Right hand pressing up. Keep your right toes on the earth. Pressing downward and stretching from right toes to right knee to right hip. Breathe and open through your chest. Think about that wall you're leaning into behind you. Breathe again. Exhaling, take another. Exhaling, beware your elbow joints. Remember to keep those little bends so that your muscles are engaging. Breathe again. Exhaling, and another. Exhale, and again. Next in breath, rise back up, arms wide, back to that center beginning position. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, down to heart. Breathe again, reach up to the sky, and as you exhale, fold down to your left side. Walk your right foot back, setting your knee and ankle in alignment, and then walk your way over to the right. Inhale, step back, right knee parallel to left, fingers spread wide again, and let's move back into that child's pose. Take these moments, these child's pose moments are opportunities for svadhyaya, for self-study, opportunities for awareness of your own energy, your own life force, opportunities to recognize what you're intentionally putting out into the world at this moment and what you're doing for yourself. Tucking your toes under and then pressing back heels, Lifting knees and lengthening. Adho Mukha. Svanasana, downward dog. Deep breath in. And maybe you've noticed, hey, you know what? My legs and arms feel a little more open, a little more spacious. And maybe you can feel that movement of prana, of life force, the winds, the vayus flowing through your body. Take another inhale. Exhale. It's kind of like we're cleaning out or clearing the way in our auxiliary energetic areas. Remembering that Sushumna is that central energetic pathway that runs from base of spine up to crown of head. But then we have these other pathways, 72,000 energetic pathways that move through our arms, our legs, our head. Next inhale, looking forward and up at your hands. As you exhale, you can step or walk your way up to the front, coming into forward fold again. Uttanasana. Lifting palms to shins, lengthen your spine, look forward once again. Exhale, lifting your hips, forward fold, and then inhaling, open arms, stretch and dive to the sky, palms touch. Exhale, down to our heart. Breathe again, big open arms, reaching to the sky. Exhaling, hands to heart. And another breath upward to the sky. Exhale to our hearts. One more. Big and breath upward to the sky. Exhaling down to our hearts. Inhaling, reaching high to the sky. Exhaling with open arms, hips lift high. We hinge and fold forward. Palms come onto shins. Inhale, gazing forward. Out breath, knees bend and hands through. Inhale, right foot steps all the way back. Rotate and turn right foot like a warrior two stance. Inhale. As you exhale, walk your way over to the right. And then maintaining this warrior two stance, inhale and rise there. So you're facing in warrior two in the correct direction. You've got your left knee bent. Your chest is facing off to the right side. As you breathe out, take your arms around and behind you, locking hands together again into a solid fist. Now, lengthen your front leg. Breathe in here. As you breathe out, turn your upper body, your shoulder, your chest, but not your hips. Don't let your right hip follow your chest. You can even come back and try it again. Come back and try it again until you think you've got it. Deep breath in. So we've set up our low body in these previous postures when we did our half gate, our rotated low lunge posture to prepare for this. And now we've opened up our side body so we can get this twist happening. And as you breathe out, you're going to tilt your torso forward and let your arms lift. And so your low body is perpendicular to your upper body as your upper body twists and rotates. And you're imagining that somehow you could get your torso, your spine, to be parallel to your left leg. Breathe and keep drawing right hip away from right shoulder, finding that same stretch, that same opening that we did in our previous postures. Keep drawing your shoulders towards your spine and open up across your chest. Breathe again. Exhaling, take another. Exhaling, breathe again. Find length through right and left side bodies. One more. And inhale, open your arms wide like airplane wings. Exhale, hands release down and we bend. Left knee warrior two stance. Right heel rotates up towards the ceiling. Left foot steps back into chaturanga, our plank pose, and then press back to down dog. Now this down dog should be accurate in length because we set up our warrior two stance hopefully in the accurate length. Remember, warrior two and down dog and plank are all the same length. If you need to check it, you can always adjust back into plank, shoulders over wrists, heels over balls of feet, and then shift back again. Inhale. Exhale, heels press back, calves back, press back. Think about that movement that we did when we had our feet walked in so that our heels were brushing the earth. Try to get your heels again to the ground with that effortful movement backwards. Take another inhale. Exhale, and one more. And then with your next in-breath, look up at your hands. And breathing out, you can step or walk your way up to the front. Coming again into Uttanasana, standing forward fold. Breathe in, breathe out. Palms on shins, breathe in, lengthen forward. Out breath, hips lifting with forward fold, and with an in breath, spread arms wide, lifting to the sky, Hands touch overhead. Down to heart. So we go. Do it again. In breath to the sky. Out breath to heart. In breath again, Urdhva-stasana. Exhale to Samasthiti. And one more. In breath up. Out breath to heart. Here we go for the other side. Inhale, big open arms, lifting to the sky. Exhaling, open arms, lift hips, hinge and fold. Breathing in, palms onto shins, lengthen and look forward. Out breath, knees bend, hands root. This time inhaling left foot all the way to the back edge of the mat. Rotate and turn left foot, warrior two stance. Rotate around to the left, keeping your low body in that warrior two stance. And then inhaling, rising, torso facing towards the left, legs in warrior two. Inhale. Exhale, bring your hands behind you. Opposite pinky on the outside or opposite hand on top if you're grabbing wrists or elbows. Breathe in here. Exhaling, torso turns, not hips, just torso turns to the right. And you can adjust it. You can come back to center and try it again until you think you've gotten it. Breathing in, lengthen front legs. Breathing out, tilt. Upper body towards your right leg. Imagining as though you could get your torso parallel with your right leg as your arms lift and extend behind you. Shoulders moving towards back body. Spine lengthening in parallel with right shin, right thigh. Left hip pulls away from left shoulder. Breathe and lengthen through both sides of your body, right and left. Inhale again. Exhale, take another. Be where your joints, elbow joints and knee joints, avoiding that temptation to rely on your bones to support you. Rather, keeping those tiny little muscles engaged all around your knees, all around your elbows. Take another breath. And again. One more. In breath, arms wide like airplane wings. Out breath, front knee bends and hands release downward. In breath, last heel lifts towards the ceiling and front foot steps back. Chaturanga, adjust your plank, make sure. Shoulders over wrists, heels over balls of feet, and then push back. Adho Mukha, Svanasana, deep breath in. Long exhales and another in breath. Exhale and again. Exhale, pushing your heels back, lengthening your legs one more. And as you breathe out, pull forward, Chaturanga as you exhale, up and over toes, down onto knees, into table. It's another Svatyaya, a little self-study moment, identifying prana, the quality of energy within you, the movement of the prana within you. Identifying dharma, your duty, your reason for being here, the work that is happening, and identifying motivation, the driving force behind what you do. Next breath out, we take feet to one side and we come on down to sit. And once you're there, if you have a blanket on your mat, go ahead and remove it, pushing it off to the side. You might decide to use it for a corpse later. And if you have a block and a strap, you're going to grab those tools now. Okay, so at least one block will do. 2 blocks is better. If you're using 1 block, it goes between your feet. 2 blocks, you put 1 between your feet at this width. So 1 foot on either side. And then a second block goes between your knees at this width, 1 knee on either side. Your strap then, if you have a loop in it, your loop goes around your feet. And you tie everything together so that the block and your feet are one. And for me, of course, that block between my knees is a little wider than that space actually is. So it's a little more difficult for me to keep that block and my feet glued together. Once we're there, we recline onto our back and bring legs to the ceiling. goes into your right hand. You stretch your right arm up, reaching up towards the block, getting your hand as close as you can, and then bind the strap around your hand so you don't have to hold on very tightly. And left arm goes to the left. You can turn your gaze over your left shoulder, and your right arm is going to pull the block, your feet and legs, over to the right. Ideally, left shoulder stays on the ground the whole time, and your legs extend fully. And if there's a wall in the way, you have to shimmy a little bit and get away from the wall. Breathe there, turning your torso to the left and stretching your legs over to the right. And breathe. Both arms long, both shoulders on the earth. Three more breaths. Next in breath, you lift left arm up, roll to right. Release your right hand from the strap, bend your knees, and come onto your back. Adjust as necessary, but hopefully we glued everything together or tied everything together in a good way so that it stays attached. And we'll come back with legs up towards the ceiling. This time, left arm reaches up, you bind the strap. Right arm to the right with palm up. And then turn your gaze over right side, keeping right shoulder on the earth. Legs extend over gently to the left. Lengthening your legs long, keeping right shoulder on the earth. We twist. So notice every pose that we've done today has been about extremity stretching, about outside body opening. We worked with hands, with arms, with shoulders, with chest. We worked with legs, with hips, and then we worked with side bodies. And now as we twist, it's like we're using all that length, that opening that we created in order to now move everything in the middle. And that's how our practice of Ha-Ra-E works, of Kri. Right? We've got that Ha. We've got that energy, that prana, that quality of energy, and we have to recognize how is the world affecting us and how are we expressing into the world. And then we've got that Ra, that drive, that, or more so that duty, I've got to do something. And then that E, that motivation to keep going. Well, we have to be aware of what's going on outside of us in order to know what we need to do from within, or what we need to draw forth from within ourselves. And so by working in our extremities, we're becoming aware, hey, I didn't even realize, like, I'm overusing my right hand, or I don't stretch enough on my left side, or whatever it is. We're creating that outer awareness. Again, coming back to yama and niyama. Remember, yama, those practices that serve others, and then niyama, those practices for ourselves. Restraints and then observance. 2 more breaths. Next, inhale, right arm lifts, rotate to left side, release the strap, bend your knees, and come onto your back. Your arms can extend or just relax by your sides, and pause there for a moment. Interestingly, in our practice of yoga, it typically particularly in Hatha Yoga. Hatha Yoga, we begin with awareness of that which we can see and touch and hear and taste and feel. In Raja Yoga, we try to begin from the other direction. We try to begin from within, establishing mindfulness, awareness of what's inside that we don't see, that we can't touch, hear, taste, or feel. We're trying to combine those two. What's happening outside, how does it affect me inside? That's Raja Hatha. Next breath out, you can bring knees to chest and take the block out from between your knees. And then you can either roll to right side, or you can simply remove the strap and the block on your back body, and then choosing your corpse variation. My suggestion for today would be something that provides a little bit of elevation through your hips. So if you're using tools, you'll roll to right and come up to sit. And I suggest just a little blanket fold. Going for the sushi fold instead of the sushi roll, we go from the short end. We could do 1, 2 folds. It's crooked. Let me fix that. 1, 2 folds. So we've got kind of this flat, thicker fold, and then that would go right underneath your sacrum, your hips, to give you the slightest bit of elevation, a little bit of inversion as you go into corpse. You're welcome to do legs up the wall in combination with this. So you have a little hip lift and then you have legs elevated, totally acceptable. Or you can just go into a traditional extended leg position. You choose what feels good for you, and this will give you openness across your hips, openness through your torso, and then also a little bit of lumbar extension. And then you can always remove the blanket if it's too much, but it's a good starting point to test out what your body needs. And of course, I'm going to set myself up in a seat to guide you through our Raja Yoga practices and shift from effort to mindfulness. So once you've established a posture that feels good, in which you can find sukha, ease, take a moment to close your eyes and to breathe consciously for a couple rounds. Establishing this peaceful, quiet space for yourself. So our sound vibrations, the 3 sounds that we'll utter, you're welcome to join me or just listen in, whisper, sing, or simply hear. We'll do our first round of Om. Our second round is I'm, and then we'll finish with Hrim. No matter where you are in your breath, pause for a moment, breathe all your breath out. Breathe in deeply, and then breathe out. And your inhale prepares you for Om. Inhale, I'm. And Hrim. Directing prana through the practice of bandha. If you'd like, you can put right hand on lower abdomen, left hand on upper chest. Begin with a breath out. And as you inhale, lift your pelvic floor and fill your breath, belly, chest, throat. Hold your breath up and in. Release pelvic floor, empty throat, chest, belly. Tilt chin to hollow the throat and hold your breath out. Inhale, pelvic floor lifts, belly fills, chest fills, throat fills. Hold it in. Release pelvic floor, empty throat, empty chest, empty belly. Chin tilts to throat. Hold your breath out. Inhale, third round. Pelvic floor lift, fill belly, chest, throat. Hold it in. And release pelvic floor, empty, throat, chest, belly, chin tilts to hollow throat. Hold it out. Natural in-breath, natural out-breath. Chaturanga Chatak, bring your palms together. Begin to warm and heat your hands, rubbing them vigorously. Turning your palms towards your eyes, folding fingers over forehead, creating darkness, and turning your awareness, your attention, and your gaze inward. Seek within yourself, your soul, your spirit, your Atma. Keeping your gaze inward. Cross your arms over your chest, put hands on opposite shoulders, lift elbows to forehead, and then open your arms wide. Backs of hands rest upon the earth, and with your eyes closed, settle in, detaching from distractions, detaching from the physical, practicing pratyahara, withdrawing your awareness, your attention inward. Exhale, breathing all the breath out of your body. And then take in a deep breath and breathe out again. Continue to inhale and exhale, lengthening each in-breath and extending each out-breath. And feel expansion and contraction through your torso, through your chest. Allow your attention to shift from within to outside, beginning to wiggle fingers and toes. Open and close your hands, point and flex your feet. Move your wrists, your ankles. And turn your head from side to side. Breathing in deeply, stretch and extend arms and legs and lengthen from toes to fingers, tail to spine. Awakening fully. Breathing out, you choose. Feet to the earth, knees up, or knees to chest, hands behind thighs. And for a moment, turn your attention once more inward to honor, peace, content, and divinity within yourself. And gently roll to right side. Your hands become a pillow for your head, and as you rest there, detach, release, and let go of ignorance, impurities, and distractions. Using your hands for a little help, rise up, come to a cross-legged seat. Bring your palms to touch, and lifting your hands, point your thumbs to the center of your chest to create Anjali Mudra, our attitude of offering. And offer peace. Honor it within yourself. Om Shanti. Recognize peace within others. Om Shanti. And create peace throughout the multiverse. Om Shanti. I thank you for the honor of sharing the practice and the mirrors provided while we do so. Namaste.